Hi everybody, hi every spirit, welcome very much to my YouTube channel. Esoteric Cloud Surfer here, ready to start a spirituality and astrology live stream. Thank you very much for being here. Your support is greatly appreciated. I wish you a beautiful Mars Day, day of passion, motivation, anger, and frustration. So make sure to be passionate and frustrated about the right things in your life, especially in this world that we live right now, not physically speaking, but more in terms of the times that we live in. There is a lot of things designed and planned outside, even by yourself, to make yourself frustrated. Because some people just get meaning of life when they mad or pissed or complain about something. But let me tell you something, because that just reminded me of a meme. But there are 90% of the things you are frustrated about, they have no power or impact in your life, and you focusing on them will not change your life whatsoever. So you're just wasting time and energy. And just a quick reminder, God me told me to say this here, right now, just like how there are they, including yourself, because when you are doing that, you are not being yourself, you're being something else. When they plant those frustrations as well, they plant other things, including you contribute to the spread of this seed, which is they control the world. That's not true. All right, God told me to say this right now. They want you to believe that way. They want you to see that, but they don't, and they know that, right? And because there are many places in the world where the shadow government, they, whatever you want to call it, they have no power or they have little power, and they try their best. They go many lengths, many miles, many kilometers to try and make that part of the world react and respond, care about things that the Western world does. And that's why most of the times the Western world is used as an example of what's good, what's a good life, what's a fulfilling life. And then they use the third world countries, quote unquote, as a bad example. And if you realize, most of the third world countries do not share religions, do not share principles, virtues, because that's all it is about. Worlds are made out of creed, belief, because in Portuguese, my nature language, credo, creed means believe, your belief system, your spirituality, your power, right? So you have a lot of different worlds inside of this physical world that we live in, right? And whoever is behind the shadows trying to make people react and respond in a certain way, they want the whole world to be reacting and responding in one way. One love, one life, one light, one frequency and vibration, one world order. Fuck all that shit. We are here to create our own worlds and connect with people that want to live in or in similar worlds as we do. Alright, so today, let's talk about something very important, especially today it's Mars Day, which is why people throw their power away even where they are successful. And there is a reason why I have an interrogation mark on my title, because I'm also asking this question. Not only will I give you my perspective, not only will I give you my answer, but I also want to know why. Because even though I came up with a conclusion, I still don't understand. I know why people do that, but I don't understand why they do that. Okay, there is a couple reasons. We're gonna get into it, but first let's read the sky. Let's see what our spirits are up to. Let's see what the spirit of the being that we live in is up to, so we know how we are get influenced. Because imagine the spirit of the being that we live in is being fucked in the ass real hard, right? But you ain't, so they are reacting in a certain way that does not match what you are doing in your life, and you have to know the difference between you and the bigger spirits around you, because one day you're going to be as big as them, if not bigger. You know what I'm saying? So let's go, let's get ready. First and foremost, let's take a tarot card for today's reading. Okay, and remember, this tarot card is very, very general. Okay, so if it does not relate to you, it's normal. If it relates to you, you were meant to be here, right? That in the chat saying the masses will react to the big spirit's actions, true or false. Yeah, And sometimes the big spirits that we live in, because it's always spaces within spaces, they are not true to your purpose because they have their own purpose. So it's just like many people, that's why conspiracy theories most times fail and they fall into ridiculousness, because small people, as in mentality, success, connections, energy, vibe, they think that the government, a group of powerful people in their own ideology, is doing something against them. No, it's never like that. The government, even when they do bad shit, they are never against people. They are in their own favor, right? They are doing that for their own benefit. They don't give a fuck about you, literally. And when somebody wants to hurt you, they give a fuck about you. So when we say that the government doesn't give a fuck about you, whatever they're doing, it's not to hurt you. It's not to make your life worse. No, because they trust in you to do that for yourself. You know what I'm saying? So whatever the government or organizations, whatever an external entity is doing, 90% of the times will be in their favor, not against you. And many people are speaking some, not some real shit, but bro, they got the point, right? And then they throw all that power away because they say, oh, the government wants to hurt me, they want to hurt my family, they want... No, bro, they don't give a fuck about you. They just want a bit more power, a bit more influence. They just want people to believe more in their own ideologies and principalities, because guess what? You have no ideologies and principality of your own if you are on that page, you know what I'm saying? So yeah, you have to make sure that the big waves are taking you to the places where you want to be. If they are not, you don't ride those waves, or you ride them in a way that you can live in the direction that you want to live. Live, you know what I'm saying? That's true, bro, that's true. So let's go. Take a tarot card for today. It's very, very general, alright? This is about the spirit, or the spirit, the main spirit of the being that we live in right now, because just as you, as the main spirit, riding the solar plexus, the moon and your rising attracted a bunch of other spirits to make your solar system, and then attracted a bunch of lesser spirits to make your own body and mentalism, but not the same happened to the being that we live in right now, right? We live in the heart chakra. That's why everything, or most things, are green here. The trees and shit. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, Three of Cups. So today, there is the general possibility for everybody to create a new emotional awareness about themselves, their subconscious realm, and the physical realm. But, hold on. But on the physical realm, but about things that we can't really see, you can only feel, you can feel those waves. You know what I'm saying? So everybody's a bit more aware of things that can't be seen today, right? And let's see how to use that for all possibilities. Using here the Dragon Oracle card. Remember to use the links down below to get a reading or personal consultation from me. Remember to leave a like and subscribe if you enjoy the content, right? It's always important to spread this type of content, because you better believe it, this will be, I'm not saying mainstream, but this will be popular. This will be the norm sooner than later, because people are getting tired of having no explanation for their life. People are getting tired of having no purpose. People are getting tired of science. Like, science is more and more losing relevance, because they explain what happens, but they don't explain how and why it happens. And people are tired of that, because people don't give a fuck if the chemical A reacted with the chemical B. People want to know why and how and what is the impact of that thing in their lives. Because people are slowly but surely starting to not care so much about the whole world, because the whole world is not their world, right? And people getting on track, you know what I'm saying? It's gonna take some time, but it will happen for sure, because my SoulGroup, Uriel, shout out to Uriel, and all those folks are right here. God's people, but not Christian God, all possibilities. When I say God, Every time in this channel, when we say God, we are referring to all possibilities, all right? Not any false idol, demonic spirit that wants to be worshipped. No, all possibilities. You know what I'm saying? So let's go. Dragon Oracle card, ready to... There we go, there we go. Oh, the Water Dragon, here we go. Yeah, so the way to be closer to all possibilities today is to pay more attention to your feelings, be more in your private space, pay more attention, give more energy to people, places and things that you care about, they care about you, you give them good vibes, they give you good vibes, they protect your space, you protect their space, they support you when you're being yourself and being a bit more secluded and whatnot, because they know how powerful you are, they know how sensitive you are, you know how powerful you are, you know how sensitive you are, you know, because one thing that many people don't realize is when you're a really powerful spirit, your manifestation powers are very strong as well, right? And that's why in this realm, most people can't manifest shit, because if they could, they will be manifesting a whole bunch of bad stuff in their life. Trust me, most people are in this realm to learn how to, not because everybody knows how to manifest, but most people in this realm are learning how to be in the best state, so what they manifest is actually good, and not a bunch of non-important, weak-ass bullshit, you know what I'm saying? And people like me, we are down here because we basically manifested a bunch of stuff that wasn't correlated to our real purpose, right? Or we just were tired of seeing a certain group of spirits doing something and we want to stop that, because once in the time we were in that role, so we understand that it's not beneficial for us or for the spirits that are in there, or just, bro, that's my purpose. It's to end that in every corner of the universe. You know what I'm saying? It's to stop manifesting flunkness all the time. Yeah. And like, imagine, that might be my purpose too, to be here alive, but on a lesser percentage scale. You know what I'm saying? Because if you are a more powerful spirit, the flunk, you might manifest flunked out stuff less often, but when you do, it's way more impactful, it's way more powerful, because you are more powerful. You know what I'm saying? So we all here basically on Earth to stop manifesting some flunk shit, right? But me, Daria, Uriel, and stuff like that, we don't manifest a lot of flunked out stuff, but when you do, it's like some real flunked out stuff, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, we want to train our minds. And also, actually, I've been procrastinating a bit on doing that video, but it's a very important video, because spirits like me and Daria and Uriel as well, we are here as well because we know that no thing creates everything, right? But we want to know that into detail and be able to explain that to others. Even that's a bit demonic, right? Because in reality, you will never be able to fully explain that process, right? Because you are using something to try, your brain, your eyes, your ears, to try to process and explain no thing. And like, you can't think about nothing. You can speak about nothing. You can hear nothing, right? You get me? So it's going to be complicated, but we want to be as close as possible to understand, overstand, and relate that to others. That's one of the principal missions of angelic spirits, archangel spirits, and spirits that are growing in the right way in their experience, is to learn that, to know that. You know what I'm saying? So welcome to the stream, everybody. We're getting ready. Yeah, Darius speaking some real shit, because in higher dimensions, our thoughts and feelings are manifested in seconds, and sometimes literally immediately. So if you have a whole bunch of shit in your mind, and you go to higher dimension, that's what you're gonna be manifesting all the time. That's you. Actually, that's what you believing in shit. You better believe it. So let's, through all signs pointing to no thing rather than being the thing. Yeah, true. but also as a spirit you want to be something, right, that relates to your or original individual space. And that's the balance, that's the infinite symbol, right? You're always going in and out of existence until you find that middle point, and that's it. But then how you do it has many things. That's why we have spirituality, that's why we have astrology, tarot, numerology, gematria, right? Because we are all doing the same thing. We are all driving a car, but how we drive it, what we drive, where we drive, how fast we go. Some people stop in red lights, some people don't stop in red lights. Some people ride the car are cops. Some people riding the car are thieves. Some people riding the car they don't even know they're riding a car. You know what I'm saying? All bunch of things. All bunch of travels here. You know what I'm saying? So, Sun in Capricorn. We all know in Capricorn season, creating new realities, creating new limits and boundaries, seeing, acting, expressing, being a part or wanting to be a part of some things that are stable, some things that make sense, some things that already work, but don't ever forget it's cardinal Earth. So you might think you are doing the right thing to be a part of something that is already working, which is true. But if that thing refuses and fights against change and being upgraded, or just if that thing is not playing a role model of being more spiritual, of being more free, of being more connected to all possibilities, you might think it's the right thing to do because it's working and it has been working, but it's cardinal season, cardinal Earth season. At least you should be initiating something in that thing that's already working. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, some people are also sleep while they're driving. That's true. That's true. Then we have Moon in Aries right now. So the Sun is squaring the Moon. Moon in Aries, feeling, reacting, responding, and attracting new visions, new feelings, new actions, or because it's the Moon, it's always connected to the past and things that you are carrying with, right? So you might create new visions, you might create new feelings that are more personal, more individual, more passionate, and more frustrated about things from the past, whatever it is. All right? But it's not necessarily being in new. I mean, it is being in new spaces, but it's also getting out of old spaces, and by reacting in different, more passionate and individual ways about those past states, you either create or go into a new state, right? So we are learning today how to see and act in more realistic and structured ways about our new feelings, visions, and new attractions as well, all right? Because you might also, not new attraction as in literally, because you might be attracting the same thing, but you or them or the thing is reacting in a new, more personal and passionate way. You know what I'm saying? You might still be in the same circumstance, but you are reacting in a new, passionate way about it. Right? You know what I'm saying? Then we have Mercury, 2 degrees Capricorn, still in its shadow period, still coming out of the retrograde energy. So we're still kind of in and out of the past and the present, but we are thinking about or in new practical ways to change yourself, to change your circumstances, to be more realistic and more practical with yourself, your mind, your communication, your analysis, and not your relationships, but how you communicate and process if that relationship is practical or profitable enough for you, right? Then Venus in Sagittarius, relating, compromising, and loving, to relate, mix, and mingle your spirituality, your belief system, your personal experiences, aka your testimonies, right? But if you have no individual, no unique relationships, it will be very complicated to do this actually. So you'll be very surface level. You'll be hiding your real testimonies, and you will not connect really with those people, places, and things. All right. Then Jupiter in Taurus, still 6 degrees Taurus, right? So this has been going for a long time. It was retrograde. It's not no, Uranus is still retro in Taurus. I was confusing that, right? So expanding or learning, gaining wisdom and knowledge in how to expand your fixed sense of security and stability. Saturn in Capricorn still. No, Saturn in Pisces, my bad. Saturn in Pisces, coming back to Aquarius, or it was a little bit coming back to Aquarius, right? Now 4 degrees Pisces, so we want to be more structured, more limited, more boundary, or create some real networks, right? That is about our dreams, illusions, and imaginations. So being able to receive and expand on dreams, illusions, and imaginations, spirituality, a deeper purpose, a wider purpose of your stability, your reality, your networking, your limits, and your boundaries. Uranus retrograde in Taurus, changing, rebelling, opposing, based on past situations, about your fixed sense of security and stability. Neptune in Pisces as well, grand illusions, grand imaginations, grand nightmares, grand purpose, and lastly but not least, Pluto still in the cusp of Capricorn and Aquarius, changing, upgrading how we and the world are transforming. So it's basically the same thing, because both Capricorn and Aquarius are ruled by Saturn, right? So it's all about those limits, all about those boundaries, all about that structure, organization, government, and what government, as in because you govern your own life, right? And the government, when we talk about the government, the presidents, and all those things, they are a bigger representation, a bigger example of what you do. It was actually more present in the past because the husbands, the fathers, they were the government of their families. They will take the decisions, they will manage the money, they will create budgets and create priorities and whatnot, right? That's what the government does, basically, right? They create priorities, they create budgets, they create teams, they create teams to investigate this, to organize that, to clean this, to run that, to limit that, to regulate that. You know what I'm saying? And you should be doing that in your life. Most people don't do that. Most people just go happy-go-lucky, sliding into that relationship, sliding into that job. They're always sliding. They never, like, this is a priority, this is our plan, we are regulating this, we are regulating that, we are limiting this, we are expanding over here, we are relating over there, we are thinking over there. No, just sliding and being pushed away by life. You know what I'm saying? And you shouldn't do that. That's not the best way to live. The best way to live is to be yourself and use all these alignments from the Sun to Saturn. Yeah, they're basically on autopilot. Jesus take the wheel. Fuck that shit. You know what I'm saying? But most people are like that. You know? And me having an Aquarius stellium, bro, I suffered. I don't want to be a victim in here, right? But I was just being myself, right? And I will be more serious, even growing up, right? I will try to look for a purpose. I would get a purpose. I will be more realistic, and I will be criticized by doing that, right? And that just shows, even by adults, right? Not just kids or teenagers, even adults will criticize me for doing that. Oh, just the way it is. It's not just that. It's your fucking life, man. Right? It's not life, it's your life. It's not the house, it's your house. It is not a YouTube channel, this is my YouTube channel. You know what I'm saying? You shouldn't be an autopilot, you should be the pilot. Shout out to the pilot, man. Shout out to Darian. And they're living in autopilot and they complain. They have the courage to complain. Italian mode. They have the courage to complain, and they know they're in autopilot. What you complaining about? You chose to be in autopilot. You chose to let Jesus take the wheel. You chose to let your grandma dominate your mind because you were afraid what she's gonna say next. You chose that. Yes, those people are doing those things, whatever, but you chose to connect, to care, to act, to think, to expand, to limit yourself. You see how I put all the planets in that? Right? Because your life is all the planets. We use that shit daily. You know what I'm saying? Because that's also what most people get wrong about astrology. It's not about Saturn outside. It's about you using Saturn-like energies. It's about you using Venus-like energy, Mercury-like energy, whatever. It's not about the Saturn over there. It's about it's about you being like Saturn. It's about you being like Mercury. The spirit, not the planet, because the planet was created by a group of spirits. And that's why we have different planets, because there was different groups of spirits with different unique individual characteristics. Otherwise, it will be just a huge planet and not various planets. You know what I'm saying? As simple as that. And this goes as deep as why we have countries and borders. Because as you have real state, you have spiritual states. Sad, happy, limit, expansion, free, slow, fast, right? For example, I live in Portugal. I don't know if you know, but basically you have a huge peninsula called the Iberian Peninsula, and you have Spain, one of the biggest countries in Europe. Then you have Portugal, one of the smallest countries in Europe. It's right there to Spain. And the whole peninsula could be in Spain, but it's not, because the spirits that are attracted and are born in Portugal, they are very different from the most spirits that are born in Spain. So, spiritually speaking, there is a border, there is a limit, there is a boundary, there is a difference, a segregation, a separation between those creeds, those beliefs, those thoughts, those feelings, those emotions, those cultures, right? And that's why we create borders, because certain geographical locations attract specific groups of spirits with unique, distinct characteristics, right? And we like to separate from each other. That's not bad. You should separate from people that do not share your visions, principles, and values. You should. You really should. Right? But in chat saying that's why they would create statues and shrines of each energy, aka planet and house, to remind and soak, for your spirit to create shapes and forms that correlate with that in specific spaces and tune in more powerful via the environment. Yeah, because we make up the environment, right? And if you want to make a specific environment, you have to move, you have to vibe in a specific way. So if you have a symbol, a letter, a poem, a statue, whatever, that reminds you of the way you want to move, you're gonna do that way easier, way more frequently. And that thus creating a more and more characteristic-like environment to what you desire. And that's how we create life, you know what I'm saying? So yeah, Pluto in Capricorn now going into Aquarius, so transforming deep, because what is transformation? Is a group of changes that happens in a short, like a lot of changes happening in a short amount of time, or like a change that changes a lot of stuff with one or two domino pieces falling down, right? So if Pluto was in Capricorn, it's a bit more internal. Maybe a lot of people don't saw that. Maybe a lot of people were aware of it, but not really sure of why and what was transforming. But we don't need to remind you, do we? 2020, a lot of shit changed, even like football, soccer, right? Even to such a simple thing as that. It changed because it was like 3 subs, now it's 5 subs. As simple as that. But it didn't change for years, right? But then something big happened in the world and they changed that. They rode that wave, you know what I'm saying? It's not good or bad, just an example to show you that when these big shifts happen, even those small things change, right? So, sun squaring the moon, right? Learning how to see and act in more realistic ways about or acting from our new, more unique and passionate states of being, feelings and emotions. Very important here as well. It has been since Capricorn season, right? But Sun trining Jupiter and Sun trining Uranus, a gift to expand your actions and your stability by being, seeing, and acting in new structured ways, because that will also give you the gift to change real quick, but your vision must be, you must want to be something more unique, more personal, more individual. If not, you're going to meet a lot of resistance, because the gift of the Sun and Jupiter is sharing also Uranus. So if you don't do Uranus, or if you don't use the Sun in Capricorn to see and want to be like Uranus, when you try to expand with Jupiter, it will if and you don't do Uranus, it will get out of hand. It will go somewhere else instead of the gift. You know what I'm saying? Oh, and the Mercury also. Oh, bro, I forgot about Mars. Mars in Capricorn, exalted in Capricorn. Okay, exalted passion, exalted frustration, exalted motivation, exalted aggression, because of new limits and boundaries, or you are too passionate and too frustrated and you create new limits and boundaries, and you create new physical circumstances, you create or you terminate contracts, agreements, connections that were correlated with physicality, security, and safety. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, a lot of stuff in Capricorn. The Sun will be conjuncting Pluto in 3 days, so we will be able to see more clear than ever what was and is transforming when it comes to your life, right? So now let's get to the point. Why do people throw their power away even when they are successful? And let me explain you, like a good Aquarius stellium that I am, let me relate to you in a unique way how I came up with this idea. So I was watching some videos on YouTube and an ad came up about a guy. It was in Portuguese, I will translate to you, right? God damn, too much air. Bro, ain't no lie, I got that Aquarius stellium. Too much air, right? But I was watching some videos, an ad came up, right? And it was this Portuguese, like Portuguese old dude already. And he was like, when I was little, they taught me that I had to study to get a good job. But life, and that's the key point, life wanted me to be an entrepreneur, right? And like, because I have a lot of fixed energies, right? So I build up energy, I build up stuff, and then once that shit is ready to come out, it comes out, right? And that was the final piece in the puzzle. That was the final block in the tower, bro. I got peace, but not like peace. I got motivated. That's when you know God is talking to you. That's the like God speaks many language, and then when I say God, I say all possibilities. Bro, I will be saying this forever. I imagine me being 17 years old, 70 years old, not 17, right? And I'm still doing lives and shit. I'm like, God, but not Christian God, not Allah. all possibilities, right? That's the main language of God. God speaks many languages, but that's the main language that God speaks. Passion, motivation, creativity, expansion, right? So when you get really motivated, but in a lighter way, in a way that makes you expand and makes you want to connect with the world and show some new stuff, that's God talking to you. You know what I'm saying? But like I said, God speaks many languages, so God might speak different with you. You do what you do, right? And then that's how I know. I told myself, basically, I connected with all possibilities. I was like, nah, bro, I'm tired of seeing this. Which is that I don't know if he was successful or not, that person, but he was an entrepreneur, so I assume he was somewhat successful, right? But his statement was what really triggered me to come today here to you. So I triggered myself to tell you this. Because he said, life wanted me to be an entrepreneur. Not himself. Life wanted him to be like that. And it makes no sense, bro. Because he made those choices. He walked down that path. He rejected the traditional course of things, right? And he achieved success. But now he's taking his power, he's taking his success, and he's giving it to an external entity that does not even exist physically speaking. And I hate that. And I see many celebrities doing that. I see many successful people doing that. And they be like, oh, thank God. Oh, thank my mama. No, bitch, thank you. You did that. Even if you are a lost celebrity, that the content that I don't give a fuck about, if you get some kind of recognition, if you gain some type of influence, if you gain some type of power, I don't care how many dicks you had to suck, I don't care how many hands you had to shake, you did it. You sucked that dick in a way nobody could. You shook those hands in a way nobody could. That's why you in that position, and not the guys on your IG comments talking shit about you, right? You there. It wasn't God, let me tell you that. It wasn't God that did that, no. It wasn't your grandma might have told you a lesson when you was young, but you took your power and acted on that lesson. Shout out to Uriel. Uriel is always saying, the strongest magic is to get up your ass and do it. You know what I'm saying? So, you took your grandma's spell and you worked magic with it. Because I hear some celebrities be like, oh, I achieved this success because when I was little, grandma told me this, grandma told me that. But guess what? Grandma didn't do shit with that. Otherwise, grandma will be the celebrity. Otherwise, grandma will be out of the hood, out of the suburbs, out of those medium rent zones in the cities. Right? But no, you are there. And you took grandma with you. Right? So, that's the point of this live stream. It's to remember people, especially because, like, I understand, you don't got shit in your life going on. Okay? I understand you doubt yourself. I understand you don't see the power within you. I understand you don't believe so much in yourself as you do. Because you're still coming up. You're still creating, not finding, I was about to say finding, but I corrected myself. You are creating examples to remind you of your power. Alright, but somebody that achieved what everybody thinks success is, that's another reason why they might fall short to recognize their power, because that's not real success, right? But that's for another life. Even people that reach those high positions, they're giving their power away to God, to a random ass family member, to some sponsor dude, to some person down the line. No, you did all that shit. You know what I'm saying? And if you don't see that, if you don't recognize that you are the reason why you are successful, you are not really successful. You might have money, you might have connects, you might have influence, you might have 1 million likes in every video you make, but if you still downgrade yourself, if you still your success is because of life or God or something else, then you are not really successful. And that would distinguish, for example, Uriel from other celebrities. because Uriel will never say that it was because of a book that he wrote or something that is successful, right? And that's true success when you don't need slash depend on external validation or external recognition or external, like they recognize they have a certain pattern, a certain achievement, and that's success. No, success is every time you do something good for yourself and the world and you credit yourself, because I don't know where you get the idea from, but you acted on it, you did it. You know what I'm saying? And that's power. And most people in this life are always constantly throwing their power away. Even coming back to the starting of the live stream, when we were talking about how most people are in autopilot, they are throwing their power away, even when you do some flunk shit, even when you commit mistakes, right? You can't blame it on something else because you are throwing your power away. You are always responsible for the things that happen and don't happen in your life. You are responsible for the missed opportunities and the opportunities that you get and go through. You are responsible for it. There is no other way around. There is no God or devil more powerful than you, because we together created those ideas, ideologies, and symbols. We created the concept of God. There is no God creating us. We created the concept of devil. There is no devil tempting us. We created those desires. We created those temptations. Alright? So there is no God, there is no devil, there is no grandma, there is no auntie, there is no book, there is no inspirational quote that does shit for you. You did it, you do it, you achieve success, you did all that shit. So you are the reason why you're successful. You are the reason why you are an entrepreneur and not a person that chose the traditional educational system to end up in a dead-end job. You are the reason. Not only you came up with the idea, not only you agreed with that, not only you were ready to go against the world and they looked weird, and people think you have no way out, people think you have no future, just like me right now. Most people think I have no future. But the little that they know, that I use them as an example, like that's not the reason why I'm on my path, but I'd be like, bro, those people will be like 50, 40 years old, and they ain't shit. Like, not in terms of success and money, no. Exactly what I'm talking about. They have no power, or they are always throwing their power away. They have no creativity, most people have little personal interests. So if in your perspective, I have no future, that means I have future, because look at your position. You can't see much from there. You need to go to higher ground to see more of the world. You can't see much from there. So if you can't see my future location, that's good. Because from your position, you can see shit. So if they could see me achieving something, it would mean that will be in their neighborhood area, which is not where I am. So if they can't see where I will land next, that's good. That means it will be far away from them, which is my goal. To be on my own place, right? And every time you're going against what it's right in terms of success and career and achievement and money and security, most times you are doing the right thing. You might do it in the wrong way because, bro, nobody taught you how to have your own business. Nobody taught you how to have a YouTube channel. Nobody taught you how to think for yourself and try to change the world. Nobody taught you how to have your own brand. Nobody taught you how to make connects and make business happen, right? Not only, I have a video talking about this on the channel actually. Not only that, not only nobody taught you how to do that, almost everybody in your life taught you how to do the opposite way. And you spend like, I don't know, I spent like 20 years in school, right? Because if you think about it, you go to school when you have like 6 years old, right? 6, 5, right? Which is super early, I think. But it is what it is. And then you go, like I went to college, right? So I spent 22 years, 20 years. Yeah, I spent 20 years in school where Not only I was not taught how to have my own business and shit like that, I was taught that that was wrong, and I was taught a whole bunch of other stuff that I can't use for my own business. So not only you have to teach yourself how to have your own business, for an example, but also you have to remove that garbage from your mind and spirit so you can have space to create new stuff that actually work for you. Right? That's why on my IG post, on my IG page, I have a post talking about if you want to create your business, you have to act immediately. Because it's not just about creating your business, it's also cleaning all the mess that was done before. Because you ain't starting from zero, you're starting from -10, -20. You know what I'm saying? You understand my point? Right? And yeah, that's it. That's it. I've said what I was here to say, because it happens too much in the world, man. It happens too much in the world, and those celebrities, right? A lot of people watch them, so a lot of people will think, oh, they so humble. Oh, they're such a good person. No, they're a bad person to themselves, because they are giving their success, their achievement, their hard work, their belief to something fucking else than themselves. Bro, that's so wrong. That's so wrong. Bro, I can't express how pissed that makes me. That's so fucking wrong, man. Right? They spend all these years doing I don't know what. They spend all these years away, because most celebrities, they like away from home, away from their family. Some celebrities are used by their family. And then they be like, oh, my papa this, my mama that. No. You the star. You know what I'm saying? Don't you let these people, places and things use you. Only if you're using them as well. Because some celebrities as well, then they start connecting with these people, they start reading these books and whatnot, and then they let their influence, their success being used for agendas that have nothing to do with them. Also, don't do that. That's also a way to give your power away. Like, if you agree with that, do it, fine. Right? But if you don't really care about that agenda, if you don't really care about that plan, if you don't really care about that charity business plan or whatever, don't do it. Simple. Don't do it. Right? Because you are being used without using something. You're not seeing in the real way. You know? So, it will be everything for today. I hope you guys understood to do this to yourselves, right? You don't need to be a celebrity, like I was referring, to be like this. You can be just a normal person, quote unquote, because nobody is normal, right? We all unique, we all individual, we all special, and you might be giving your power away, because you might be getting small examples of success, right? Because imagine somebody works in a factory, and whatever, and they make 1,000 per month. But you, on your own business, I don't know, you're selling something, or you're creating something, and you're selling it, I don't know, something, right? And just for an example, and you make 500, right? In the spiritual realm, you are more successful, and you are richer than the person making 1K per month. Because they didn't create their business, they didn't went through the thoughts, ideas, feelings, emotions, and visions that you did to reach your 500 per month, right? They were never in a position where it's like, oh, I have to do this today, because if I don't, the cycle of growth of my business will not start, so I will achieve that money, I will achieve that success way later on. Nothing. They just need to wake up, go to the factory, do some random ass tasks that they don't care about, go home, watch TV, eat, sleep, repeat. Right? Not you though. If you have your own business, or if you are working in something entrepreneur like shit, that you have a real connection, Because it's not about you being the boss or not. There are some bosses, there are some entrepreneur people that they only hire people that share their values, for an example, right? And you know what I'm talking about. If you are working with somebody that is unique and individual, right? That's not a normal job. That's a job for you. You know what I'm saying? It's not even a job at that point. You know what I'm saying? But coming back to this point, you might be making less money, but you are more successful because you are way more expanded. You have thought, you have went through way more juicy and high frequency vibrations that that other person right there, making just 1K. And you better believe it. If you keep on that path, because then the path becomes the past, right? But if you keep on that expansion, if you keep on that unique way, you will earn way more than them. And sometimes it's not you don't receive 1,000 on your check, but like you make 500 or 600, but then you make those connects, you get invited to those things, you don't pay for that thing, you connect with that person so that they make their product cheaper for you, or you get 3 for the price of 1 because they like what you do, or you receive these random donations in your bank account, you gain some lottery money because you are vibing high. So it's not just about what you do, how much you receive in the end of the month. That does not determine your success, right? It's like how you do it. Are you going on your own way? Are you expanding your mentality? Are you working things out? Are you bringing things into existence that weren't here before, right? Because like me and Daria, Uriel, we are on that path, right? We are doing things on our own way, doing things that if we didn't do them, they wouldn't be done. Because if you work in a random ass factory, in a random ass office, everybody could do that shit. Even my cat could do that shit. Not literally, but you know what I'm saying? But if I didn't exist, this YouTube channel will never exist, for an example. Right? The readings that I do will never be done. You know what I'm saying? And it's all about that. It's all about that. And because I am the one doing things on my own way, I'm the one organizing my schedule, I'm the one organizing my finances, I'm the one defining the priorities, my spirit travels way further and way faster than, for example, like no trash talking. This is just some reality shit, right? People that were my friends that are my age right now, they work in their normal jobs, in their factories, in their offices. I wouldn't be surprised if they're making more money than me right now, but they are less successful than me, right? Because I can connect way quicker with somebody else. I know how to organize myself. I know how to create something out of nothing. I know how to be persistent. I know how to be consistent even when I have 0 views, 1 view, 2 views, right? I know how to innovate my business. I know how to create new business models. I know how to approach new people. I know how to go into those new shifts, and they don't, because they just need to show up, mop the floor, or write the report or whatever, and that's it. Bro, while I'm editing, I'm live, I'm playing, I'm doing readings, consultations, doing things around the house, connecting with people, going here, going there, going to stores and shit like that, you know what I'm saying? And they don't. As simple as that. And there's no shame. He's not saying I'm better than them. He's not saying they are better than me. But I'm more successful. Because I did all those things. I created my own business, for an example. Most of people that I knew, they went into a business that somebody else created. So they know nothing about business. They only working. They only have a job. And you better believe it. What I do, it ain't no job. It is work, but it ain't no job. You better believe it. And it will be everything for today, guys. Remember to leave a like and subscribe. Use the links down below to reach more of my content. We have a gaming channel on Twitch and YouTube as well. Book a reading with me. Book a personal consultation with me. And you better remember that the best way to be is to be your goddamn self. Believe in yourself. believe in all possibilities, and don't give your power away. You got into the position that you are in right now. It wasn't God, it wasn't devil, it wasn't that book, it wasn't that quote, it wasn't that advice that grandma gave you, it was you. And if you believe in that, you're in the right way. Thank you for watching. I hope to see you next time. As a Cloud Surfer, surfing out. See you soon.